We'll bring you that. But right now I want to talk to U.S. Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming. He's a Republican, and he's joining me. He's one of those who is likely to cast his vote against the extension of unemployment benefits. Senator, I want to ask you, I guess there are two reasons that people put forth for voting against this. One of them is fiscal, and the other one maybe you can describe as philosophical. What would your reasoning be for voting against this?
Well, I do want to extend unemployment benefits to folks who are out of work, but I think we ought to pay for it instead of putting this debt on the backs of our children and grandchildren. And there's plenty of money left over in the stimulus package to pay for it. So I actually co-sponsored an amendment last month that said, let's extend the unemployment benefits, but pay for it in a responsible way. That's what we need to do. I mean, the scroll on the bottom of the screen talks about no jobs. It says jobs no. The bottom line is that's the problem with this failed stimulus package. The president said if they passed it, unemployment would stay less than 8% in this country. We now know it hit 10%, and you showed the map of how many states have over 10% unemployment. The president overpromised, underdelivered, and even though Vice President Biden said that the stimulus package is working, fewer than 1 in 4 Americans believe so. The president ought to be focused on jobs, the economy, the debt, and the amount of spending, and he's not focused on that at all.
So, Senator, your view is that you're okay with extending these benefits. You think they're helpful. You don't want it be added to the budget. You'd like it coming out of the money that's left over in stimulus. There are some, though, either in your caucus or in conservative political circles who actually have a philosophical argument. I want to just sort of give you one quote from the Cato Institute, and I want you to tell me whether you think this is reflective of people you've talked to. It says, quote, a large body of economic evidence suggests that extending unemployment benefits increases unemployment and keeps people out of work longer. This is because workers are less likely to look for work or accept less than ideal jobs as long as they are protected from the full consequences of being unemployed. And Senator, I put that out to some of my viewers who follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and I got a bit of a mixed bag. I had some people saying they think that some people remain on unemployment insurance because it's easier than working. I have to tell you, if the average benefit's $309 a week, I feel like that might not be the case for everybody. What do you think?
I think there are people looking for jobs and they can't find them right now in this economy. And a lot of it is the uncertainty that small businesses have as a result of the Obama economic position, which is that of raising taxes, health care mandates that are going to be increased costs to small businesses, the worry about cap and trade or cap and tax legislation that's going to increase energy costs. So many small businesses in this country, and they're the engines that drive this economy, they're afraid to hire people right now because of the uncertainty as a result of the policies coming out of this administration. So I want to extend unemployment benefits for those who are out of work because I believe many of those people are looking for work, are trying to find a job. But this economy and specifically the environment as a result of this administration are making it harder for businesses to hire people, and that's where I think the fundamental problem is.
Now, ultimately, you've been able to keep this particular measure from passing, not as part of the stimulus, but as part of the budget. You've been able to do that for since June. This is probably going to come to an end today. This measure is going to pass, and unemployment benefits will be extended for the next 6 months. What next?
Well, the amount of spending going on in this country and the debt it's unsustainable, it's irresponsible. I just got back from Wyoming from over the weekend. Small businesses want to hire people. People are very anxious and concerned about the debt. I mean, the very sad facts are that this debt in this country of $13 trillion is an amount that makes me think of what's happened recently in Greece, and that may be a coming attraction of what's going to happen in the United States. This debt is something that is on the minds of the American people, and I think the president ought to be focused on jobs, the economy, the debt, and the spending, and focus on that instead of so many different ways he's been distracted in the last year and a half of his presidency.
Jobs and debt, these are going to be major issues as we go into the midterm election. I want you to hold on right there. I want to take a quick break so that, we don't get into debt. And then I'm going to come back to you on the other side, and I want to hear what you think some of the solutions are to jobs and paying down the debt. U.S. Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming standing by for more of an important conversation about the things that matter to all of us. I'll be back right after this. Continuing my conversation with Republican Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming about the economy right now. Senator, thanks for staying with us. We know that generally speaking, Republicans would like lower taxes, for small businesses to promote the growth in the economy. Specifically, if I were one of your constituents saying, what do you want this administration to do, at what cost and at what benefit with respect to jobs? In other words, what should they do to create more jobs? What will it cost us and how will it benefit us? What could you tell me?
Well, one is try to supply some certainty. There's so many threats hanging over the heads of small businesses, they're reluctant to hire. One is this cap and trade energy legislation that would drive up the costs of energy for small businesses and producers. I visited with a rancher from Wyoming this morning who was very worried about the death tax and the impact on that ranch that's been in the family for 4 generations. Even the Internal Revenue Service this past week came out and said the mandates in the health care bill are going to be very expensive for small businesses, are going to affect 40 million small businesses, sole proprietors, subchapter S, small groups working to try to create jobs in this economy. 40 million are going to be hit with additional rules and regulations under the health care bill. It is very onerous. Talked to a man last night from Wyoming. I'm continuing to hear that people are very afraid to hire because of the uncertainty coming down the line. And the president has an approach of redistribution of wealth, and his new healthcare rationing czar has said that the healthcare plan is to redistribute wealth in the country. The incentives are being removed from individuals to try hard to succeed. This is a land of opportunity. And when there are so many onerous regulations and rules and taxes impacting on those people that are the job creators in this country, that is the fear with 10% or 9.5% unemployment right now in the country. And they're saying, why is this happening? Why is there no end in sight for this unemployment? It is the policies coming out of this administration which are making it that much tougher.
And I know you and your colleagues are working on a bill that's going to prevent any more regulations coming into place. Tomorrow we'll be speaking with Representative Eric Cantor about that. Senator, thanks for joining us. Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming, thanks for coming on and talking to us about the unemployment insurance matter that's going to be dealt with in about 1 hour.